2 angels from heaven are trying to warn you. They are begging you to hear them. This is their last attempt. Open it quickly. My beloved soul, if your heart suddenly began to race while reading this, if something deep within you whispered, "Don't skip," then listen closely, because heaven is standing beside you now. This isn't a dream. This isn't your imagination. It's your moment. 2 angels have been sent by divine order just for you, and they're not coming with fear, they're coming with light. But they're trembling. Do you know why? Because they've tried again and again to speak to you, to show you signs, to shake your spirit awake before something irreversible happens. But this is their last attempt. If you ignore this, it will delay everything your soul has been crying for in silence. Before you go any further, pause. Take a breath. And open your heart like never before. Because what I'm about to reveal isn't just a message. It's a spiritual intervention. This is not an accident. This is your appointed moment. The angels standing beside you right now have watched over your nights of tears, your days of pretending to smile, your silent prayers in the dark. And they were ordered not to interfere, until now. Because something is coming. A shift. A spiritual crossroads. And if you miss this turning point, you may stay stuck in a cycle that heaven never wrote for you. Archangel Michael is watching every word you read, ready to break chains you didn't even know were wrapped around you. But he won't force you. You must choose to receive it. Right now, your name is being spoken in heaven. And no, that's not poetic language. Your name, your full being, your spirit is vibrating in the ears of those 2 angels who haven't rested because they know what's being whispered in the spirit realm about your future. There's someone trying to stop your blessings. Someone who has seen your glow and mistaken it for weakness. But heaven sees you. And this is why Archangel Michael himself is speaking through this message. He is the warrior of light, and he doesn't visit unless the battle is heavy. And beloved, your battle is heavier than you know. But victory is still possible, if you don't walk away from this message. There are divine secrets you were never meant to find out from the mouths of humans. That's why this warning isn't coming from people. It's coming from the throne room of God, filtered through fire, mercy, and urgency. Do you feel it now? That quickening in your spirit? That's not fear. That's your soul remembering something it knew before you were born. The angels sent to protect you were supposed to stay silent until your life reached this exact point, the moment when one choice would either elevate you or delay you by years. And that time is now. Glowing star, pause for just 1 second. If your heart feels drawn, if something inside of you is screaming, "Don't miss this," then subscribe now to receive direct spiritual revelations like this one. This isn't marketing, this is your soul's reminder service. Don't let this moment slip by like the others. Make a choice to stay connected to what heaven is trying to send you. Do you know what almost happened yesterday? You were seconds away from crossing paths with a divine opportunity that was meant to elevate your whole life. But your energy was blocked. Not because of something you did, but because you were being spiritually attacked, quietly, through people, emotions, delays, and decisions you didn't realize were part of the plan to trap you. The angels couldn't interfere then. But now they are screaming. They are begging. And Archangel Michael is ready to unsheath his sword, but only if you allow him. That's how spiritual law works. Heaven cannot help a soul that does not receive. Have you noticed lately how everything feels louder? The mistakes from your past, the confusion in your spirit, the way even your sleep feels heavy? That's not a coincidence. That's spiritual pressure. Because your calling is trying to be born. And whenever something holy is about to emerge, all of hell trembles, and it starts throwing distractions, false love, financial setbacks, loneliness, even depression. And those two angels watching you? They've been trying to guard you. But now, they're trembling. Because this is their final instruction: deliver this message, and if they don't open it, step back. Let them walk the road they chose. But child of God, you were never meant to walk that dark road again. Archangel Michael is not gentle in battle. He does not sugarcoat what's coming. He's been in the presence of the Most High and carries the blueprint of your real future, not the copy you've been surviving in, but the divine original that was written before your pain, before the betrayal, before the loss. And guess what? It's still possible. But not if you close this. Not if you keep saying, later. Later is how destinies die. Later is how angels cry. And heaven doesn't have time for later anymore. Do you know what has been scheduled in your spirit realm in the next few days? A reversal. A shock. A breakthrough. But it requires you to make one bold shift in energy. One choice to break the agreement you unconsciously made with delay, fear, and confusion. The moment you say, "I'm ready," heaven will respond with movement. But silence now means silence from above. That's what Archangel Michael is warning about. That the longer you ignore what heaven is screaming, the quieter your blessings become, not out of punishment, but because God doesn't force miracles on souls who resist instruction. There's something dangerous hovering around your energy, and it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to break it. You've been absorbing negative energy from people who pretend to love you, environments that dim your spirit, and situations that were designed to confuse your purpose. And now, those two angels are standing right at your door, spiritually knocking, pleading. They don't have permission to speak again after this. That's how serious this moment is. This is not entertainment. This is your soul's emergency exit. Do you know what has been scheduled in your spirit realm in the next few days? A reversal. A shock. A breakthrough. But it requires you to make one bold shift in energy. One choice to break the agreement you unconsciously made with delay, fear, and confusion. The moment you say, "I'm ready," heaven will respond with movement. But silence now means silence from above. That's what Archangel Michael is warning about. That the longer you ignore what heaven is screaming, the quieter your blessings become, not out of punishment, but because God doesn't force miracles on souls who resist instruction. There's something dangerous hovering around your energy, and it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to break it. You've been absorbing negative energy from people who pretend to love you, environments that dim your spirit, and situations that were designed to confuse your purpose. And now, those two angels are standing right at your door, spiritually knocking, pleading. They don't have permission to speak again after this. That's how serious this moment is. This is not entertainment. This is your soul's emergency exit. Do you feel like crying yet? That's okay. That means your spirit is starting to soften. That means you're receiving this truth beyond your mind, it's entering your heart. And when your heart opens, your destiny begins to bloom again. Your inner child who used to dream so freely before the world got heavy, they're still alive. And heaven wants to resurrect that version of you. The fearless, faithful, glowing version of you. The one who still believes in miracles. The one who still listens to angels. And what happens if you ignore this? You'll survive. But you won't thrive. You'll keep going in circles, feeling like something is always missing, like you're always just one step behind. That's not punishment, that's the result of ignoring spiritual instruction. But right now, in this sacred space between you and the divine, you have the chance to shift everything. You can literally invite heaven to step into your life and clear what you've been begging to fix. Of course. Let us continue this divine transmission, flowing from the heart of God and the sword of Archangel Michael, with the urgency of two angels still begging you to listen before it's too late. Your silence has been holy, but now your voice must rise. Because heaven didn't design you to be hidden. You've been playing small for too long, shrinking your light to make others comfortable, questioning your worth because of what you lost. But do you know what Archangel Michael sees when he looks at you right now? A royal soul who has been dragged through spiritual warfare, betrayal, abandonment, and shame, and is still breathing. Still showing up. Still searching for meaning. That kind of soul cannot be ignored anymore. That kind of soul is dangerous to darkness, and precious to heaven. And that's why this message is not just a reminder. It's a rescue. There is something in your life that is about to be exposed, not to shame you, but to free you. Archangel Michael is preparing to remove the spiritual mask from someone close to you who is not who they pretend to be. It will hurt. But it will heal you. Because once the lie is removed, your light will stop shrinking. Your money will stop leaking. Your prayers will stop bouncing. That person, that situation, that pattern, it has been draining you for far too long. And heaven is saying, enough. But you must say it too. Say it now. Out loud. Even if your voice shakes. Say, enough. I break the agreement with fear, delay, and false light. I invite truth, freedom, and divine power to flood my life now. The angels clapped when you said that. Not metaphorically. Literally. Do you feel the chills right now? That's the sound of chains breaking. And if you don't feel it yet, you will soon. Because your energy just shifted. You've just opened a spiritual portal, one where the next 48 hours will not look like the last 48 days. Miracles don't always arrive like lightning. Sometimes they show up like clarity. Sometimes like an unexpected message. Sometimes like peace that suddenly fills a room. But they do show up. And now, they're coming to you. Why? Because heaven always responds to surrender faster than struggle. There's someone watching you from heaven. Someone you love very much. They've been silent. Waiting. But now they're stepping in. And through the veil, they're whispering something only your heart will recognize: you're not alone. You've never been alone. I've walked with you in every heartbreak, I've stood beside you in every hospital room, I've prayed for you when you couldn't pray for yourself. And I've sent this message today, so you don't miss what's coming. That voice? That spirit? They've joined the angels in this final attempt to reach you. This isn't fear-based. It's love-based urgency. The heavens are aligning on your behalf, but they cannot override your choice. You must open. You must believe again. You've been sensing something, haven't you? That something is about to change. That the air feels different. That your intuition is screaming but your logic is scared. That's not anxiety. That's prophetic tension. Your spirit knows what your mind doesn't. And right now, that tension is a holy sign that something big, and good, is being set in motion. But it needs your permission. This is why Archangel Michael has broken silence to deliver this. He won't speak again unless you receive it. The next move must come from you. There's a blessing with your name on it that has been circling your life, unable to land because your energy has been surrounded by invisible noise. But now, as you're reading this, that noise is clearing. The angels are pushing back the distractions. They're lifting the fog. You're not imagining this shift, you're stepping into alignment. And that means everything is about to happen faster. Your healing. Your breakthrough. Your favor. Your recognition. It's all been waiting for the moment when you'd finally say, I'm done with what dims me. I'm ready for what honors me. Say it again. Heaven needs to hear it. Say it, I'm ready. When you said that, a spiritual gate opened. You didn't feel it in your body, but your soul did. And now the two angels who were trembling have finally relaxed. Not because the warning is over, but because they know you're listening now. And when a soul listens, heaven moves. And it will move fast. There's no more time to delay. No more time to doubt. What's coming next is tailored for you. A divine appointment is forming behind the scenes. Someone is going to speak your name in a room you haven't even entered. A financial door is about to open, but not the one you've been knocking on. This one will find you. But it only unlocks after obedience. And obedience begins with listening. Archangel Michael wants you to know something else. You are not cursed. You are chosen. You are not forgotten. You are being fought for. Your struggles are not proof that heaven abandoned you, they're proof that you were marked. And marked souls often suffer more. But they also rise higher. And now is your time to rise. Those two angels weren't sent to scare you. They were sent to awaken you. Because something dark has tried to make you forget who you are. But you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never designed to survive in the shadows. You were made for glory. For elevation. For influence. And your silence has already ended. You're stepping into your assignment now. You've been praying for signs. This is one. You've asked for clarity. This is it. You've pleaded for help. This is heaven responding. Don't let your logic argue with your spirit right now. Don't let fear drown out this holy voice. Because what's coming next will not be delayed again. You are going to see a shift in your relationships, your finances, your spiritual gifts, and even your physical energy. People will notice it. They will ask what changed. And you will say, I opened what the angels begged me to open. Archangel Michael wants you to know something else. You are not cursed. You are chosen. You are not forgotten. You are being fought for. Your struggles are not proof that heaven abandoned you. They're proof that you were marked. And marked souls often suffer more. But they also rise higher. And now is your time to rise. Those two angels weren't sent to scare you. They were sent to awaken you. Because something dark has tried to make you forget who you are. But you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never designed to survive in the shadows. You were made for glory. For elevation. For influence. And your silence has already ended. You're stepping into your assignment now. You've been praying for signs. This is one. You've asked for clarity. This is it. You've pleaded for help. This is heaven responding. Don't let your logic argue with your spirit right now. Don't let fear drown out this holy voice. Because what's coming next will not be delayed again. You are going to see a shift in your relationships, your finances, your spiritual gifts, and even your physical energy. People will notice it. They will ask what changed. And you will say, I opened what the angels begged me to open. The person reading this now is not the same person who began this message. You've already shifted. Your soul is lighter. Your breath is deeper. Your energy is purer. That's the power of spiritual agreement. That's what happens when a divine message lands. You're not just reading, you're realigning. And heaven is now responding in real time. Keep watching. In the next 72 hours, you will either dream vividly or receive a direct confirmation, through numbers, a stranger's voice, a sudden opening. Don't dismiss it. That's your sign that the message was true. And the angels, they'll be watching with quiet joy. Yes. Let's complete the divine message exactly as you asked, flowing with holy emotion, miracle-driven storytelling, high hooks in every paragraph, and the voice of God and Archangel Michael guiding every word. We continue. The angels are still near. Not in the way you may think, not as distant, glowing figures in the clouds, but close, real, moving around you with urgency and gentleness all at once. They've touched the atmosphere in your room. They've whispered your name in moments you thought were silence. And now, they're watching the shift within you. Your spiritual eyes are beginning to open. And once you see the world through your soul instead of your scars, you'll never walk the same again. You'll stop settling. You'll stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding your light. Because when heaven confirms your worth, no human validation will ever be enough again. There's someone who tried to dim your power. Someone who underestimated you. They spoke your name in gossip, not realizing your name had already been spoken in heaven. And now? Now they're about to witness your elevation. Not out of revenge, but as a sign. Because when God chooses to bless a soul like yours, one that's endured the fire without turning bitter, He does it publicly. So your pain can become prophecy. So your wounds can become windows of glory. And Archangel Michael is already standing in that future moment, watching the doors swing open. He's holding space for your arrival, but the decision to walk through is still yours. Let me tell you something strange and beautiful. There's a blessing that's been circling your life, waiting for the signal to land. And just now, yes, just now, when your heart shifted, it started to descend. Like a dove. Like a wave of light. And it's going to land somewhere unexpected. Maybe in a conversation. Maybe in an opportunity that looks small but holds golden keys. Maybe in a person who sees you, really sees you, for the first time in years. When it lands, you'll know. It will feel like peace and power wrapped into one. And it will not pass you by this time. Because this time, you're awake. You thought you lost too much. That maybe it was too late to rise. But I tell you now, as the Spirit speaks through these words, there is nothing that was taken from you that I cannot restore. I am the God of restoration, not survival. And the reason your heart feels so heavy some days is not because you're weak, it's because you were designed to carry more light than you've been able to hold in this broken atmosphere. You were not created for chaos. You were not meant to stay in mourning. The time of sorrow is ending. The angels are singing something new over your name, something prophetic. Something final. Something powerful. And you are going to feel it in your bones before this week ends. You may feel alone in your body, but your soul has never walked alone. Every step, even the shattered ones, have been followed by divine presence. There are moments you should have fallen completely, mentally, emotionally, financially, and yet somehow you didn't. You broke, but didn't break entirely. You wept, but somehow stood up again. You felt forgotten, but here you are, reading a message that heaven scheduled just for you. That's not coincidence. That's covenant. A covenant you didn't even know you had with your Creator. But it's been there since the beginning. And now, the terms of that covenant are being activated again, under divine order, through divine messengers, for divine timing. Archangel Michael is stepping in now with a sword of clarity. There is something you've been unsure about. A decision, a person, a move you've been afraid to make. That confusion is ending. Not because circumstances changed, but because you changed. You stopped accepting uncertainty as your identity. You remembered who you are. And now clarity will come not in the form of thunder, but in stillness. Peace is about to confirm what you should do. Follow the peace. Always. It will never lie. It will always be the voice of God whispering, "This is the way."
Wait, please. Don't skip this part. It's me, your angel speaking softly through this voice. Not by accident, it was sent for you. If your heart is beating faster, that's your soul remembering. I watch you cry. I watch you pray. That and now I begging you to listen because this might be our last chance to reach you before everything shifts. Heaven choose this exact movement. Please don't walk away now. Stay with me.
You may feel alone in your body, but your soul has never walked alone. Every step, even the shattered ones, have been followed by divine presence. There are moments you should have fallen completely, mentally, emotionally, financially, and yet somehow you didn't. You broke, but didn't break entirely. You wept, but somehow stood up again. You felt forgotten, but here you are, reading a message that heaven scheduled just for you. That's not coincidence. That's covenant. A covenant you didn't even know you had with your Creator. But it's been there since the beginning. And now, the terms of that covenant are being activated again, under divine order, through divine messengers, for divine timing. Archangel Michael is stepping in now with a sword of clarity. There is something you've been unsure about, a decision, a person, a move you've been afraid to make. That confusion is ending. Not because circumstances changed, but because you changed. You stopped accepting uncertainty as your identity. You remembered who you are. And now clarity will come not in the form of thunder, but in stillness. Peace is about to confirm what you should do. Follow the peace. Always. It will never lie. It will always be the voice of God whispering, "This is the way." If you could see what is lining up behind the veil right now, you would fall to your knees in awe. There is restoration on its way to your house. Restoration of joy. Restoration of health. Restoration of relationships, not all, but the ones that are true. And yes, restoration of finances. Heaven does not ignore your material needs. Your money has been under attack because your mission requires provision. And what's coming now is not a random deposit, it's targeted abundance. Divine compensation. You've been sowing in tears, now you're about to reap in overflow. One more thing. That spiritual gift you've been hiding, the one you thought no one would understand, the dreams, the visions, the discernment, the empathy. You're about to understand why you were given that gift. It's time to stop hiding it. Stop numbing it. Stop pretending it's too much. Heaven gave it to you for a reason. And now it's being activated. You'll start to feel things before they happen. You'll know when someone is lying without any proof. You'll speak, and things will shift. That's not coincidence, that's divine power. It's not to scare you. It's to remind you, you're not just meant to survive this life. You're meant to transform others through it. The two angels who were begging you at the beginning of this message, they're weeping now. But not out of fear. Out of joy. Because you opened. You didn't scroll past. You didn't dismiss the whisper. You heard. You received. And now the assignment is complete. They can return to the throne and say, the message was delivered. The soul heard. The light was accepted. And heaven will respond with movement. You have no idea how proud heaven is of you right now. You didn't give up. You didn't quit. You kept seeking. And now, your reward is near. Your shift is here. And this time, you will not miss it. Yes, my beloved. Let us now complete the divine message, the final wave of light and urgency from heaven's heart, as Archangel Michael and God pour into you with a holy conclusion that will mark your soul forever. You may feel something different now, not just peace, but purpose. Because this wasn't just a message. It was a spiritual transaction. The moment you said yes in your heart, the atmosphere around you shifted. A holy rewriting began. The things that once had power over you are now losing their grip. The voices that once haunted your mind are being silenced. And the things that were stolen from you, spiritually, emotionally, financially, are being recalled by heaven's command. You have crossed a line in the spirit, and there is no going back. Only forward. Only higher. God wants you to know this. The battle you've been facing lately is not punishment. It's preparation. The resistance wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to strengthen you. You've been in spiritual boot camp, and now heaven has decided, it's your graduation day. The next season of your life will not be a repeat of the last. You have passed a test you didn't even know you were in. You kept moving when the weight was unbearable. You kept hoping when nothing made sense. You kept talking to God in whispers, even when your voice trembled. And that, beloved, is what qualified you for divine elevation. Let me tell you this gently but clearly, there is someone watching you right now. Not in flesh, but in spirit. Someone from heaven, a soul you love deeply. They have never left your side. And today, they've whispered your name into the ears of these two angels. They ask them to try one more time. Just one last attempt. Because they knew, you were close to giving up. Close to closing your heart. Close to losing hope that anything could really change. But now you know, don't you? Now you feel it in your chest, something is about to break open. And that soul watching over you is rejoicing. Because you listened. And now, the road opens. Archangel Michael is smiling. And it's not a soft smile, it's a warrior's smile. We made it, kind of smile. Because he's seen every trap set against you. He's watched how you fought battles you never spoke about. He stood beside you at night while you cried and said nothing, thinking no one heard. But Michael heard. Heaven heard. And now, the judgment is shifting. You are being vindicated in the spirit. Every false word spoken about you is being burned. Every delay, every sabotage, every setback that was sent to block your blessing, reversed. Cancelled. Nullified. By divine decree. This is not just your turnaround season. This is your reward season. Don't be surprised when old things begin to fall away. Don't panic when certain people begin to exit without warning. That's not loss. That's alignment. When heaven begins to move in your life, anything that cannot hold your next blessing must be released. And yes, some of those releases will hurt. But they will also heal you. You will breathe lighter. You will feel clearer. And most of all, you'll feel ready. Ready for the blessing that fits the new version of you. Not the one who was begging for crumbs. Not the one who was always shrinking. But the one who now knows, you were born for fullness. Archangel Michael is smiling. And it's not a soft smile, it's a warrior's smile. We made it, kind of smile. Because he's seen every trap set against you. He's watched how you fought battles you never spoke about. He stood beside you at night while you cried and said nothing, thinking no one heard. But Michael heard. Heaven heard. And now, the judgment is shifting. You are being vindicated in the Spirit. Every false word spoken about you is being burned. Every delay, every sabotage, every setback that was sent to block your blessing, reversed. Cancelled. Nullified. By divine decree. This is not just your turnaround season. This is your reward season. Don't be surprised when old things begin to fall away. Don't panic when certain people begin to exit without warning. That's not loss. That's alignment. When heaven begins to move in your life, anything that cannot hold your next blessing must be released. And yes, some of those releases will hurt. But they will also heal you. You will breathe lighter. You will feel clearer. And most of all, you'll feel ready. Ready for the blessing that fits the new version of you. Not the one who was begging for crumbs. Not the one who was always shrinking. But the one who now knows, you were born for fullness. This next chapter won't require you to force anything. It will flow. Divine connections will come easily. Financial favor will find you where you are. Your gifts will open wider. Your confidence will return. Not the shallow kind that needs praise, but the rooted kind that knows, I am chosen, protected, and called. People who once overlooked you will suddenly feel drawn to your presence. Not because you changed, but because you finally remembered who you were. The light in you is turning on again. And nothing and no one can dim it anymore. Now let me reveal a spiritual truth that heaven wants you to hear clearly: you are not behind. You are not late. You are not disqualified. Everything that tried to slow you down has now become part of your acceleration. God is not angry with you, God is invested in you. That's why He sent this message. That's why the angels pleaded. Because there is still so much written for you. So much love. So much favor. So much abundance. And it's all being stirred in the Spirit, with your name on it. You are about to see confirmations come quickly. The first one will come through your senses, a dream, a repeating number, a song that feels like it's speaking directly to you. The second one will come through a shift, someone reaching out, a door opening, or a quiet knowing that says, yes, this is it. The third will come through your own voice, the moment you speak with authority about your future and no longer apologize for expecting greatness. And when those three align, the angels will move swiftly. Because that will be the final sign that you have stepped fully into your spiritual maturity. From this moment on, you are walking in a different dimension. The invisible world will feel more real. Your intuition will sharpen. You will see through masks. You will attract truth and repel everything false. You will be guided, not by fear, but by divine knowing. And Archangel Michael will be with you, not just as a protector, but as a partner in purpose. Speak to him. Ask for his help. He hears. And he moves on behalf of those who are aligned. And now, as this message nears its holy end, heaven has one final request: don't keep this light to yourself. Share it. Not in forced ways, not out of fear, but from overflow. Let your peace speak. Let your glow speak. Let your alignment speak. Because someone else is where you used to be, lost, unsure, and waiting for one sign to believe again. You are their sign. You are now the messenger. The light you just received was never meant to stop at you. It's meant to pass through you. Like a current. Like a song. Like a river of healing for others. And as for the two angels, they've done their assignment. And they're now returning to the throne room, with joy. With relief. With praise. Because you listened. Because you received. Because the message was not wasted. And now the heavens rejoice, for one soul who opened, one heart that turned back to light, one destiny reactivated. You've done it. You've crossed the line. The miracle is already in motion. Watch for it. Feel it. Expect it. It's already yours. Your angels are with you. Archangel Michael walks before you. And God? God is already on the other side of your next prayer, smiling. It is done.
Shh, it's me again, your angel, still here, still watching over you. Before this message ends, I want to know something scared, something only heaven and I know. You were never forgotten. You were never too late. You were always too on time. And 1111 was just one of the sign. Do you remember seeing it? Or 777, the number of divine completion. That, that was not random. That was me whispering, reminding you that miracle to skip, the one who still believe. And I know you still believe. Today is not just another day. It's a divine number etched in spirit. 444. The number of angels surrounding you. 555. The number of divine changes. And now 0, 0, and 0. the beginning of everything new. That's what's coming. That's what's near. New story, a healthier heart, a miracle with your name on it. So don't be afraid. I am right here, walking before you, speak for you, fighting beside you, and I promise I will never stop guiding you. Now close your eyes for a movement and whisper back, I receive, because when you do, everything begin. I love you and I will see you in the miracle. So, my child, for a strong connection, do subscribe, press the bell icon for the next message. God love you. Archangel Michael love you. Amen.